Hello everybody and welcome to our second tutorial. We're going to be making a Good Vibes shirt. So let's get into Canva. Just as before, we are going to go ahead and create a 4200 by 4800 document size. And I already went ahead and did that for the sake of time. I don't want you guys to be spending hours and hours watching these videos. I want to deliver each tutorial as efficiently as possible so you can get ahead and go into designing whatever the heck you want. So, we are going to be designing our Good Vibes shirt. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click Add a Heading. And the typeface we are going to be using is Bad Horse. Now, this is also something unique about Canva Pro is that you will have special typefaces that are exclusive to it. So as you can see as I'm scrolling down here, the ones with the little crown on top of it is specific to Canva Pro. So we are going to go ahead and scroll down, or you could type it in, and we are going to use Bad Horse. I'm going to type in Good Vibes, and I'm going to copy that and just delete part of it. I don't know why I do it this way, that's just the way I do it. Building on the idea of typography, we are going to be creating shirts that have a little bit of a dynamic aspect to it. So I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this crazy big. And a lot of the times I just go by looks and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. So I'm going to keep it at that size. Now, when we are looking at the vibes part at the bottom, it is larger and it's heavier and it helps weight down your design towards the bottom. So it's bottom heavy, which is visually appealing because you typically think of things at the bottom as weighing down your design. So within here, I see a little notch on top of the vibe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my good on top of that. Just so that it is a little offset. And it looks like it fits in there like a puzzle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge the good a little bit more so that it aligns with the I and the S. So once again, I'm going to search line and I'm going to click and drop one in and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. And I'm going to align it with the edge of the eye. And I'm going to copy that and I'm going to align it with the edge of the S. So we're pretty close right here. I know that I need to scoot it over a bit and it needs to be enlarged ever so slightly. And having it aligned is good, but you don't have to spend hours and hours on aligning everything perfectly. A lot of the time, close enough is good enough when it comes to alignment. So that looks really good. We have a dynamic design because there is a contrast within the size of the text. You don't always have to do this. This is just a good technique to be aware of when you are designing with typography. So within my design reference sheet, we have a hex code. That is just the color code of the specific color that we are using. You can go ahead and highlight it and copy it. When we are in Canva, you can click on the specific type that you want and you can go over here to the A with the color bar. And then you'll want to go ahead and click this little add button. And you can copy and paste the color to make your custom color that you want. And then once you do that, it typically saves the color up here and you can change that. I personally like the way the mustard yellow looked on a gray tee, but you can make it any color that you want. Once again, I'm going to show you how to download it because it can be tricky if you run into problems. You always want to rewatch this end of the video to help problem solve it. So we are going to go ahead and click download. We are setting it as a PNG with a transparent background. For this specific example, I went ahead and added it to my same file that I was working on with my Anomnia Paratus. And when you download it, you can download them all together and they will download in a zipped file, or you can just click on the specific page that you want. For this, I want page 2. So I'm going to go ahead and click done and download. This is what it looks like when you have it downloaded. As you can see, sometimes Canva shifts it a bit. It's not quite aligned with the eye, but I still think it looks cool, so I'm going to leave it. I have reported this problem to Canva, and I still haven't heard back to why they do this, but that's just something to keep a mind on. That sometimes your designs do shift over to the left. There really is no reason to why it does this. I've looked online, but if you guys know why, let me know in the review because that would be super helpful. So this is what your design looks like. Sometimes when you hit the expand button, it'll show up on a black background, but it is on a transparent background. It's sometimes confusing to explain, but as long as it's not on a white background, you know that it's downloaded as transparent. So that is the end of this tutorial. We have one more tutorial left in our typography series, and then we will be moving on to image-based shirts. So do not forget to leave a review. I find them super helpful. And please move on to the next tutorial.